Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to the British Grand Prix, race number 9 of the season, episode number 8 of the series, and we'll hope to get another good result here. The last race at Austria was insane. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to check that video out. Probably the most mental race I've ever had on any F1 game ever. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel too. F1 2016 content is very, very close to coming to the channel. The game is out extremely soon, so hopefully you enjoy this series and hopefully you'll enjoy the F1 2016 stuff when it comes. But without any further ado, I'll leave you with the British Grand Prix, my home race. We're going to have to make sure that we're very, 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 very consistent throughout the race, but we could be on for a fantastic British Grand Prix. Starting from pole for the first time in a few races. Please don't rain. Please don't rain. Don't rain, 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 dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Again, matching Seb off the line, but the Mercedes are super quick. I've got one on the outside of me, one on the inside. Rosberg takes the corner poorly though, as does Lewis. Lewis loses loads of spaces and we're able to get back up into P1. Lewis had a terrible start and there's carnage behind us. Absolute carnage behind us. You can see the start from the Mercedes. Look at Lewis behind me. He's so much quicker. But Seb isn't gaining on me. It's just the fact that the Mercedes are super quick. But Lewis goes so wide, look, in T1. He comes back in and smacks someone. Lewis Hamilton comes back into the track and just straight up hits someone. Hits a Red Bull. He comes back into the track, hits the Red Bull of, I think that's Kvyat. Hits one of the Red Bulls, spins out in front of the other Red Bull, and then there's just a complete trail of cars that just get stuck in front of him. Look at that. He's just holding up the whole... That's so unfortunate for the Red Bull, but Lewis is now running last. That's mad. But that is going to help us no end with regards to the overall outcome of this race. So there's now just a clutch here of like 7 or 8 cars, and then nothing for like 15 seconds. Nico's got the run on me though down here. I'm going to try and hang it around the outside so we've got the inside line, but Nico's got me. I'm running wide here too. I've got Seb on the inside of me. Seb, you're going to have to give me room, buddy. We just got a subscription. Bear with me. I'll have a look in a second. Seb's holding that inside line, defending well through cops. Although he's gone very slow. He just went so slowly, I got stuck on him. Why did he go so slowly through cops? The resubscription was Afsilla, thank you very much. But watch Seb here, as we come up behind him, watch the way Nico takes the corner so very, very quickly. And Seb just slows down mid-corner. And I got stuck on the back of him. Look, you can see the way the Williams closes up on him and the way that the Mercedes doesn't slow down that much either. I've just run straight into the back of Seb because he unnecessarily went slowly and I just didn't read it. We got a warning for that, and that's us down now into P5 from P1. Well, that's not gone well. Or from P2, sorry, because we were behind Nico, weren't we? Never mind, we know we've got the pace to get ourselves back up towards the front, so we'll try and do that. I have to apologise to my teammate, but if he hadn't have been so damn slow there, I would have been able to do him. Or avoid him, sorry. And both Williams are going at it here as well, the two teammates. And we might be able to get around the outside of one, which we have done. We're going to have to slow down a bit here, because I don't want to hit Massa either. Got Valtteri Bottas on one side and me Massa on the other. Bottas is now behind me. So we'll storm around here and we'll try and get Massa into turn 1, but we're not quite close enough. Now I don't know how slow he's going to be through here either. CPU seemingly pretty slow right now around Silverstone. Either that or we're just very, very fast. Do I go for it? Am I too close? I'm going for it. Dive bomb on Massa has worked. We're up to P2 again. Right, come back here, Nico Rosberg. There's an accident somewhere, and I think it's behind us. There's been an accident with the 3 cars behind us in Ps 3, 4 and 5. Something's happened through... Oh, the Williams are side by side. What a great angle to watch it from. And there's contact. Massa spins. Massa ran into Bottas. Look at this. How's this for a battle? Side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. That's incredible. He went for it up the inside there and then got pushed wide. He's got racing room here, and then Bottas comes around the outside of him and just clips him. And Massa can't correct in time. And he's off the track and running very slowly. We are going to box this lap. I'll be interested to see if Nico goes one more. Hopefully he does, so we can get the undercut. But I think fully expecting to see Nico pull into the pits, and that's exactly what he's done. So we're matching the Mercedes strategy. And just kind of cheating the system a little bit there and driving in at 300 miles an hour into the pit has helped. Nico is putting on options again. Nico's staying on the medium tyre. A lot of others pitting as well. A 2.5 second stop isn't necessarily what we were after. We needed a slightly quicker one than that, but never mind. Nico's right there. And we'll try and get him as soon as we possibly can. Round wide. Nico's so slow though. We're going for it into Maggots and Beckett's for the lead of the British Grand Prix. We've taken him. We've taken Nico Rosberg. We are now P1 as we come up behind the other manor. So Nico stayed out. Nico stayed out on worn tyres. Nico Rosberg stays out and is going to go 1 lap longer. I thought about doing that myself, but we're going to pit earlier. It's going to be a quick stop. 2.3. Extra couple of tenths. Never mind. We know we're going to have to stop once more after this for primes, and I'll try and get this set to lap 35, like 34 or 35. If I can get this set, if I can get this set to like 34 or 35 as we come out high Massa and ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. No, it won't. It wants me to pit on lap 35. Yeah, that suits me. Oh, Massa, I have got a run on you here, sunshine. Oh, but I can't. I just can't. Not through there. Not without risking an accident. But we'll get him down hanger straight though. Into the slipstream, give me that DRS, and we should be able to just blitz around the outside of him. Inside of him, sorry. He's going to push me, but I'm not going to let him through. Thank you, Felipe. Now to chase down your teammate. I think that's Rosberg in the pits. I'm not sure. It was Nico in the pits, so we've got a big gap on him now. Him doing that extra lap has actually murdered his strategy. Unless he can make that set of primes do 26 laps, which is practically impossible with the way he could do if it were 100% realistic. For some reason the tyres are wearing out faster than they should do, which means he won't be able to run 26 laps on primes. Give me that DRS. Give me that, give me that. Ready? Goodbye. Actually, maybe not goodbye. He's going to try and hang it out around the outside, which is brave, but we've got the extra grip, so goodbye. We are now back into P1 of the British Grand Prix. And we effectively now just need to control the race for the rest of the afternoon, and we should be getting maximum points here. Hitting for a third and final time for a set of primes, the hard compound. Expecting Rosberg and Bottas to go an extra couple of laps, but they'll still have to pit again as well. Another 2.5 second stop too. I think every stop today's been 2.5 seconds, isn't it? We are going to come out in P2 though, ahead of Valtteri Bottas. I don't know whether that's because he's pit as well, or whether we've just extended that amount of gap over him. Concentrate on what's in front of you, Ches. There you go, Nico's in the pits now. So he managed to go a long way on those options actually. He's done well to make those last like 16, 17 laps. But he's going to be switching to primes now, presumably. That will be him in the pits there, on the right-hand side, as you can see on the left there. He'll be in the pits there, and we are now up into P1 again. He's catching me at quite the rate right now, Nico Rosberg. 8.8 seconds. He's brought it down to from 9.6 or something at the beginning of this lap. It's going to be a close race for the lead at this Grand Prix in the final 2 or 3 laps. There he is. He's chasing us as hard as he possibly can. 2.2 seconds. This is the fight for the lead of the race in the final 3 laps between ourselves and Nico Rosberg, who's right behind me. There's been an accident again ahead of us up here, as you can see on the minimap in the bottom left. I don't know what's happened, but there are 2 cars involved. Someone's going very, very, very slowly just around this corner. Don't tell me it's Massa again. No, it's Bottas. It's the other Williams. The other Williams has had an incident. God, absolute nightmare for the Williams. That's Daniel Ricciardo up to P3. So we might have the Australian on the podium with us, but in what order will the front 2 be? He's got DRS. I'm going defensive. We've still gone for the inside though, even though we went defensive. Nico has the lead. He's run wide. We're down to P2, but we are still in with a shout. As long as we can stick with him. As long as we can stick with him, we are still in with a shout. I may need to... Oh, now Seb Vettel's going to cause us problems. Don't you dare, Seb. Oh my god, my teammate. My teammate has driven into me. What are you doing, Seb? I'm trying to chase Nico for the lead of the race, and you're driving into me, pal. He's still going to help us close on Lewis, but Nico's going to pull away from us in the championship. It was 11 points, wasn't it? So the gap to Nico is going to jump to 18 points. Hamilton's up to 3rd. What? When did that happen? Lewis has done an amazing race. Driver of the day. Incident ahead. I can't. I can't. Surely I can't win this race because they've had a crash on the final corner. If it was a realistic accident, then I'll leave them to it. If it wasn't, then... Oh, it's not even Nico that's had the accident. Never mind. It's not even Nico. It's a force injury. I thought that was the Mercedes. I just saw silver and thought it was the Mercedes. Nico Rosberg wins the British Grand Prix. We're going to have to come home in a very hard-fought P2. We'll take it. We were arguably the fastest car all weekend, but tyre strategy worked in Mercedes' favour. How Lewis Hamilton came back from a first lap incident knocking him down to last to finish in P3, having taken Daniel Ricciardo on the last lap, I've no idea, but he's done wonders. We'll take a 2nd place. We'll close on Lewis. Unfortunately, we won't be able to close on Nico. He'll pull away to 18 points clear of us. But the gap to the leader at the top is closer, and that's, I guess, the most important thing, although it's only 3 points closer.
Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Lewis had a 5-second time penalty as well. We finished 6 seconds off the lead in the end. Checo in 5th. Nico Hulkenberg at a P5, P6 for Force India is very good. Oh, Seb finished in 11th because of that last lap incident. And him having to pit, presumably because of damage. And it's cost him many points. Which means the driver standings, we are now 18 points behind Nico and 29 points behind Lewis. So we're still very much in touch. Unfortunately though, because of Seb not getting any points in that race, that means that the gap in the Constructors is now close to 80 points. Next up though, after us here, will be the Hungarian Grand Prix, I believe. We'll find out in a moment. But Lewis did in the end manage to get himself up to P3, and it is the Hungarian Grand Prix next. So that'll be up next. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel on ChesnoidPlays to ensure you don't miss out on any further content here on the 2nd channel. Plenty of F1 2015 and then subsequently F1 2016 content on the way. I'll leave you there though for now over on the YouTube channel.